In this video, we're going to do a final U substitution example. We should be very familiar with U substitution at this point in our class or in these series of videos. So I like to point this out because a lot of students didn't really do very many of these tricky U substitutions in Calc 1. And we're in Calc 2 now, so we want to feel comfortable with this. So in this situation, I'm going to choose U to be my expression 1 plus the square root of x. So I'm going to say let U equal 1 plus the square root of x, or rather U equals 1 plus x to the 1/2. Now du, the derivative of U with respect to x, that is going to equal 1/2 x to the negative 1/2. If we think about manipulating this and plugging these values in, I've got the integral. Obviously my denominator is going to be U cubed. And if I try to isolate dx right here, well, let's manipulate that. I will get 2 du equals x to the negative 1/2 dx, or 2 over x to the negative 1/2 du equals dx, or rather 2x to the 1/2 du equals dx. So that leaves me with 2 square root of x du. And of course, in this situation, we kind of have a problem because we need everything to be either all x or all u. And you'll notice we have an x in there. Well, if we go up to the top and we look at this u expression, we have a square root of x in there. And one thing we can say is that the square root of x would then be equal to u minus 1. So this square root of x, I can replace that with u minus 1. And that gives me the integral. I'm going to go ahead and pull that 2 in front. I have u minus 1 over u cubed du. At this point, I've turned everything in terms of u, and I like better having just one term in the bottom, right? So this will allow me, at this point, I can come over here and say, well, this is 2. We're dealing with the integral of u over u cubed minus 1 over u cubed du. If I separate that, or 2, that is u to the negative 2 minus u to the negative 3 du. And of course, our power rule is very easy for us to use here. I have 2, adding 1 is negative 1 over negative 1, minus, adding 1 there, I'll get negative 2 over negative 2. So I have negative 2 u to the negative 1. These two negatives would turn positive. Multiplying that 2 over there, that would be plus 1 u to the negative 2. And of course, we have our plus c value. So at this point, we've completed our integration. But remember, we need to put this back into terms of x. So above, we said that u was equal to 1 plus the square root of x. So I'm just going to do a little bit of algebra at this point to clean this up. I've got negative 2 over u plus 1 over u squared plus c. Now, we know what u is, so I'm going to plug those u values in. I've got 1 plus the square root of x and 1 plus the square root of x, and that would be quantity squared. This is fine as my final answer. Of course, I can add these two fractions together if I want, getting a common denominator. And this would be the same as negative 2 times 1 plus the square root of x plus 1 over 1 plus the square root of x squared. I think either of these last two lines are fine as your final answer. It's just a matter of opinion. Sometimes people like to make sure they write the answer in the same way it was presented. And since we had only one rational expression when we started, we leave our answer with only one rational expression. And there you have an example where we had to do a trickier than usual U substitution.